Oh, so she feels like I'm putting her in all the horrible situations by not having a logistics meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, his mind has been blown, and he is not ready for brown belt, black belt.
Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100.
Welcome to the episode of Married Game Podcast, where the voice you trust when it comes to lust, where who you hire when she lacks desire. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback, and he's only lost to Eli Manning. But today we're going to talk about the importance of planning.
All right.
All right, here we go.
It is what it is.
Well, okay, this is something that popped up that really, I don't know if it saved our marriage, but it has saved our marriage from a lot of heartache, headache, and bullshit. For sure. And it was this one simple 15 to 30 minutes that we dedicated once a week to sitting down with our calendars open, and we call it our logistics meeting, where we simply go over what's coming up, who's got to be where, so that you, and really, I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants type of person, even though my schedule is really detailed for work.
Yeah.
But when it comes to home, I'm kind of like, dude, let's roll, let's rumble.
Well,
I'm ready
you just
to party.
nailed the problem right there.
Yeah, me.
No, not you.
Oh.
But what people do is it's somewhat, I am this for my business and not at home.
Oh, that is
the problem. You take that home too. So
Yeah.
they get business coaches and all that for their work, for themselves and not for their marriage.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
It's 100% the problem. So what you and I decided to do, rather than on our date nights, try and talk about,
Planning.
all the fun. It's one thing to be talking about pleasure and then be like, hold on, let's talk about planning. And you're going from the pleasure
I need
to
to
planning.
get this off my chest before we have fun. That's not fun.
It's not.
It's not.
And yet, but for you, you're more of a thinking through, you're planning through things through. And what's the top of your mind for your world?
Jovi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you know that I'm synced in with that and I understand where that's going, and obviously Jovi's a big part of my world. She's my daughter, so I pick her up from gymnastics. I do daddy-daughter dates with her. I check in with her daily to find out how she's doing, how much I love her. I used to spend 30 minutes a day with her. Now she doesn't want to spend that kind of time with me, which is heartbreaking for me. But I've always offer it. What are you up to? You want to do something? You want to hang out? And dude, these meetings have brought a lot of peace to you,
yes,
which then has brought peace to us.
Yes.
So I want to hear your perspective of this, because this was really one of those things it's not a soulmate issue, it's a roommate issue, and it's really, really powerful.
In our past, in our relationship, the way I felt was that it was just you doing everything, and then I'm tagging along, and you're like, we're doing this, and then we're doing this, and then I'm like, I can't prepare. I can't I need to get a sitter. I need to get ready. I can't just wing it. There's a lot of things that go on in mom's brain. When it's cleared out and all set, there's no way I can't fly and be free after that.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I was feeling and then I started resenting you for it. Cause you're like, I told you this. And I didn't get a planner. I didn't do any of that. I know we talked about this before in the past, but I want to say what a big deal. Like you said, it probably saved our marriage, but I really feel like it did because how different we are.
Yeah.
That and not for business, obviously, but when you come home, you wing it, this, that. I can't live like that. I need it planned out. I can do some spontaneous things if we're on a date and we do the spontaneous thing, but I plan to be spontaneous. And then I plan everything else.
I have the best analogy that will make guys understand this instantly and will want to implement it immediately.
Oh, please give the men what they want.
And it's going to be exactly a woman is going to feel what I'm about ready to say heavier than a man, but a man will definitely 100% get it.
Okay.
So imagine getting invited to a party and you are told the dress code is just casual, sweatpants, t-shirt, we're just hanging out, chilling out. And you show up and it's it's like
formal.
It's not. Yeah, it's formal.
Yeah.
It's formal. Not quite black tie, but it's formal.
You're already giving me anxiety right now.
Of course, and you, but you have no time to adjust. You have no time to get.
No, you
like,
walk in. That's
you
it.
You walk in, and you're like,
in sweats.
oh,
What the?
Okay, that's how a woman would feel.
Die.
No, but that's how you feel.
Yeah.
When I was acting the way I do. When a man doesn't, he just wings everything.
Yeah.
You've got this like, if I could prepare, this would be the best thing on planet Earth.
Yes.
But now
it's
that
the
I
worst
realize
thing.
I'm out of context and everything's out of sort, this is the fucking worst thing you could put me in.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of times when we tell
God,
guys,
you nailed it.
that it's the best analogy.
It really is.
And so what happens is these guys, they go, my wife doesn't like doing that. I go, let me promise you something. Your wife loves doing this. And whatever the thing is, if she knew what was coming up, that it's prepared, that it's this, that it's this. A lot of times the guys are like,
all the questions are answered. We have to be there at this time.
Yes.
Don't be late.
Yes.
We're going to get a car.
Yes.
Like I'm planning my
yes,
fun.
Jesse Joy. Yes.
Like I was saying, like I really was like so mad at you all the time.
How could you not be? I'm taking you to every fucking formal party and you're showing up in sweatpants and a fucking updo with your headband and you're like, what the fuck, bro?
I didn't wash my hair.
You didn't tell me it was one of these kind of parties. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
You're like, no, not your bad. When did you know? When could you have told me? What the fuck,
We're
dude?
leaving right now when it could have just been the best night you guys had in a long time.
Ever.
Yeah, ever.
So that's the feeling
Yep.
that you can erase. So that's what's happening in the marriage right now.
Oh,
And the
I
guys
feel
are,
it. I
and
feel
the,
it.
Yeah, dude.
that happened.
yeah,
That
it's-
was it. That
and
was.
That's the
You just
analogy.
nailed it.
Yeah. And the guy goes, I wonder why my wife won't just get excited about me. Bro, she's
a
in.
bitch.
Yeah.
I can't take her anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is literally saving marriages right now.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Yeah. It's such big, and that's what they, when they feel safe, they go, I don't know, what is this guy going to put me in? Well, no wonder she doesn't want to get naked with you, bare her soul, and let her inner fucking La Tigre out because she's like, I'm afraid I'm going to walk into a formal party with sweats on again, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
This is the
I don't
energy.
trust you now.
I don't trust you now.
And how many times has this happened?
How am I supposed to let this inner femininity out when in reality, I got to keep her shield up because I don't know where you're fucking taking me.
Yep. God. So what do we do from here,
And where do
Mr. Yaki?
Where do we go from here? Oh, wow. I didn't realize how much I'd like hearing you say Mr. Yaki.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever really said that.
I don't know that you have either.
Wow, this is a first.
Wow, you just tickled my eardrums right in front of
And
everybody.
some other spots.
Right in front of everybody, Jesse Joy.
Oh, my gosh.
God, you're going to bring out my inner tiger. Okay, here we go. So
It's because we did our meeting.
that's right.
That is really why.
It's, oh, by the way, we have an airplane, but we have no runway.
Oh, my God.
Good fucking luck getting that off the ground, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
How come you guys can fly so high in your marriage? We lay out a runway every week called the logistics meeting.
You know what else this meeting
God, it's so stupid simple.
gateway does? It's a gateway to if something you're feeling a little disconnected. I don't really like when you did this. Like it kind of gives a little leeway to go there too.
Oh, you're
right?
you're trying to supersize this meal right now?
I really am.
Yeah, okay.
Because you don't want to do that on your dates.
So you got expired by seeing Donald Trump work at
What?
McDonald's, so now you're wanting
You're
to
so
supersize
stupid.
this session?
The way your mind works is just like,
It's pretty sharp, huh?
and sometimes.
Hey, okay.
Sometimes.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
you're exactly right.
And then you're already in the space of listening
But
and
the
hearing.
the supersizing part though is you're now saying this logistics meeting, because I need to make sure I demarcate this these are not brown and black belts that we're talking to on the fucking marriage
Sometimes
jiu-jitsu
I can't
line.
take you serious.
But here's the truth: we have a white belt listening,
Yeah.
a good dude who wants peace, playfulness, and pleasure within his marriage.
So does she.
And but he doesn't know how to get it because he knows she did want it back when they were dating.
Yeah.
And so he's realizing, oh, wait a second. Here's this crazy couple just saying, just have a logistics meeting. Lay out the logistics. And then he goes, I can do this. That's a white belt move. We can do that.
Okay.
But now you're asking him to jump into brown belt and black belt land and go,
Just later on, it leaves a little gateway. It leaves a door open to maybe she can feel safe enough to say something.
wow.
Is that the blue belt now?
I think you expect everybody on this fucking call to be able to do the splits.
Well, I just want to give it all the information.
Okay, and I want to give it to him too.
Wherever you're at, we don't know if he's a white belt. What if he's not?
Oh.
I got to give all the information to all the guys.
Okay. You ready for truth?
What about that, Mr. Yaki?
You better stop there, young lady. Hey, let me ask you this.
What?
How many non-white belt guys do you actually know? My best friend just became barely a fucking blue belt in married game.
Yeah. I mean, there's some out there.
Yeah. Count. Just
I don't
in your
know.
head. So that means there's less than 5 that you know.
Yeah.
Which means there's less than 5 on this show, which I think, last I found out, I think we got 17,000 downloads.
Oh, wow.
Like per episode or something like that.
Oh, that's exciting.
What that means is we're not talking to fucking anybody who's other than a white belt.
Let me just slide that in and then move on.
So when you become a non-white belt after going through married game and hanging out with us for about a year, possibly 2, this will be important for you to know. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure, because if you say, this could also be a time for you guys to connect and open up and her to be able to share some stuff to you. The guy is not even in the fucking realm of possibility that could even go on, because all he's heard is her nag at him, and he has no idea why. This is the first fucking domino that goes over, and he goes, oh, so she feels like I'm putting her in all the horrible situations by not having a logistics meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, his mind has been blown, and he is not ready for brown belt, black belt. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. But feel free to share.
You're not wrong in some cases.
You mean in 6,000? I'm sorry.
In a lot.
In 16,995 of the cases. All right. This has been so fun, because truly, a man to sit down. Oh, that was another reason. A lot of times the guys won't do that is because, or why the woman would also feel really disconnected is that he doesn't want to know about her world. And that he's just disconnected. Like, you just handle the home stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll handle the business stuff. I'm going to bring in the dough and you make all the rest happen. And she's like, whoa, dude, what part of teammate did you fucking forget about?
Did you forget you're a dad also?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a husband.
So if we can keep it to the whites and blues today.
Don't fire me up.
Oh, you are fired up. You've got me fired up too in my, what's this, pumpkin spice latte felt coat. It's, these understandings that for you to be able to listen to your wife critique about what things she doesn't like, or for you to be able to say it, there's going to have to be a level of trust that you guys have earned with each other by doing things like, hey, I want to do, and I missed some of our logistic meetings. This last one just because I was sick and I fucking forgot and fell asleep. But
and the one before because I was sick.
But I have it on my calendar for Monday.
And just so everyone knows, like, it did affect us. And
yes.
I wanted to say this too. There's this feeling like you start to feel inside, and it's like you start hearing the Instagram videos and you're like, wait, that's me. Or you start,
oh my God.
You know what? So or you get mad at the littler things like quicker.
Yeah.
And now that we're at this point in our relationship, I knew why.
Yeah.
But I just started feeling those things. Like and everything you did bothered me. And I was like, super annoyed, right?
Yeah.
But the way we joked about it throughout the whole thing, like, well, I'm a single parent today, or, we're both, and we're like, and you're like, me too. And I feel it. And I know, like, we know what's going on.
Well, you were sick.
Yeah.
So we didn't have our meeting.
Yeah.
I've been literally sick since Thursday night.
I know, like a whole week.
So we haven't even really touched.
No, literally, because I don't want to get like sick like you're sick.
I get it.
So it's been disconnecting for us.
And
we were so good. We were so on, but we get thrown.
Same. But here we are.
And it's fine because we know how to work through it.
We had our logistics meeting
trust,
on Tuesday.
It felt so good. It felt so good to like talk about. I'm telling you, I thrive off this.
You know why?
Because my head is like mumble jumble, especially with like Christmas coming up.
Yeah, you ejaculate all your thoughts onto me and release.
And you're like, okay, I hear
That's
you.
why women have blue tongues and guys have blue balls.
Well, and another thing is
they have to release.
Just so you know, shut up. Just so you
wrong.
know.
Tell them I'm not
You're
wrong.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay.
Just so you know too, Shit, what was I going to say? Ah! Great. I literally lost my perfect train of thought.
Well, you feel like you were able to release, you said.
Oh, well, yeah. Dang it. Anyways, that's true.
It makes you feel really connected. You felt like you were able to, we were back on the same page.
Specifically is that you know where I'm at. So like, and I know where you're at. So if there's things missing or lacking, we're not hitting the mark perfectly like we normally do. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get triggered instantly into our old relationship. You tell me where you're at mentally. I tell you where I'm at mentally. Then we have grace on each other. And then we're like, oh, dang, do you need a massage? Do you want me to make your food? Like, do you need a little extra help? Because I know where you're at. Because you just told me. Because we had this meeting. And because I cleared my head of all scheduling situations. There was a lot going on. And now I wrote it all down. I'm like, now I can get through the next couple of weeks or month we talked about.
And you know what's
But we have it every week.
100%.
Just to go over again.
And when we've tried it before the podcast, off the podcast, that didn't work.
Yeah.
It has to be on Monday for us.
Yeah.
So we can lay everything out.
It does.
That's just a rhythm that's
and
worked
if we
for us.
push it and or I don't feel like a priority, like I don't like that feeling either.
No, that's why I had to put it in my calendar so you felt like you were as
Yeah, because that's how it started
important.
too. It wasn't
Yeah.
like going as smooth. Like we knew what to do, but it wasn't going as smooth as we
Yeah.
liked. I wanted to feel like I was a person.
We
like,
literally had to just put it in our fucking calendar.
it has to be a thing.
This is our meeting. It's our
it's
logistics
important, like
meeting.
every other meeting.
It's called fucking life.
There you go. So
It's called fucking life.
So the way we do it is every Monday, sit down. I pull out my planner, which has been a game changer for me too. I like to see it my whole month. I like to write it out for my brain. That's the way it works. You pull out your phone. That's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we go over the week every single week, even if it's the same thing we already talked about. We go over it. We go over times, situations where you're going to get Jovi and me. Like, so everything is planned out.
Mm-hmm.
We're both not going to miss it.
Yeah. I cannot
So we can't
wait.
get frustrated.
I can't wait for our date night. This was it. Did we do it on Saturday night?
We said Saturday, Sunday, and it kind of depends on what we're doing.
Got it. Well, we need a very long chance for talking
Yes.
because me being sick this last 6
Yeah.
days, I went through a real mental journey on some really interesting topics.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck, I cannot wait to talk to Jesse.
I know you've been like touching on that.
I know, I just been dropping crumbs,
Yeah,
dude.
no, I'm
trying to
excited.
get you over to the house, girl, so
I
you
know.
can fucking hear this. It has been probably the biggest mental journey I've been on in a very, very long time with some of the greatest breakthroughs I've ever had, actually.
That's exciting.
And so I'm like, oh my God, I cannot wait to tell you about these fucking things. So with,
And we both like go through things mentally and like learn things
but
constantly.
because
so
I've been sick and it's been hard for us to, like, not hard.
and
but
Jovi home,
we're
like things have
around.
been happening is what we're saying. Like a lot of things just got thrown at us.
No. We've been around. It's just I've been in bed sick as a fucking dog.
That Jovi's been right by. She's a freaking barnacle right now because she's off of school. Like I said, there's holidays are coming up. That's why it's so important to have the meeting. But that's why it's so important to have like date night and fun and connection
Well, I
time,
can't
not
wait to
just
tell you.
logistics as well.
Yeah, so logistics is just
A must.
lay out the track,
a
make sure there's a runway for the plane to actually lift off and go.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way, then date night becomes this free flowing. I know exactly where we're going. I know exactly what we're doing this Saturday. I'll tell you when we're done. You're going to like it.
I was going to say, care to share?
Sharing is caring.
Can we get oysters? Yes.
Yes. I know exactly where.
I think I already know what you're going to
You
say because
don't
you
know.
like this. You're a creature of habit. When you like something, you do it 10 billion times in a row.
You don't even know what I'm thinking about.
I bet it is.
Okay, guess.
Set
You're so
at the bar in the
stupid.
corner. Did I nail it?
For starters.
See, you are.
For starters.
It's fine. I like the food
But
there.
then I want to take you to that speakeasy.
Do they play good music? Which one?
It's the best music.
Now I'm
Remember that
confused.
place where you and I got reintroduced to each other in the corner? It's over at the other hotel.
But it's near there, right? I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. It has really good music.
And we
Plays
sat
like
in the
90s.
corner, and you and I got to feel like I got to know you again.
Yeah, I know.
And I learned you.
Yep.
That's where we're going to do that again. But I got these two topics I'm going to talk to you about.
Can't wait.
I'm going to hear a perspective of you that I know you've never shared with me, but I know how to get you to. See?
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
So go ahead and ask me anything.
Nobody's been flipping their fingers through this chapter.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're going.
I know.
All right. So
I want everyone to know how important these, if you want to, 2 meetings or whatever, like you have meetings in your life and your work, you get coaches for your work, you do all the things for yourself, and it needs to happen at home too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she'll feel like a priority. She feels like she means something to you.
Yeah.
Then she's on board. She's a teammate. It's like, I just can't go on. I can go on and on about how good like that has been for us to have these meetings.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
I don't want to say it's.
And when we don't have them, like for 1 week, I feel like off.
I don't want to say it's more important than date night, but
Ooh, but
so here's what I want to ask you. Here's how important I think it is. How much more fun is life with just seeing out of one eye or two?
Logistics, date night.
Boom.
Boom.
You want one nipple or two? You want one eyeball or two? You want to breathe out of one nostril or two? You want to hear out of one ear or two? Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about. All right, so we're just about to wrap up this episode, but I want to share one more thing that big discovery I've had that I have been sharing with you about. I have really struggled with social media in the terms of I don't like doing it. Mm-hmm. It has always felt about like I'm trying to shine the spotlight on me.
And that feels odd.
It just doesn't feel congruent with how I want to live my life.
Right.
So I'm like, why? So I've hated it. I've shared it, but my new understanding is that I get to shine the light on people, on the life that we get to live, so that they can then create that same life. This morning I did that video where I just did a quick pan of our house.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is why I'm sharing it. Is it my house? No, it's not about the house.
Yeah.
It's about the peace inside this home. So when I come home from work, when I come and I talk with you, it's not even dude, you are home. You are my home.
Side note, I love peace too. So I literally put on a candle.
Yeah.
The kitchen is clean. Everyone's eating. It's fed. Like it's happy and peaceful in
But it's peaceful. But that's what you bring me too. Like you bring me peace.
Huh.
But I wanted that my whole life.
Yeah. Me too.
Peace and pleasure and playfulness.
Yeah.
And
logistics. No, just planning. And planning.
And planning. Well, planning is a part of us getting those things.
Yes, it is.
The peace, the playfulness, and the pleasure. And so I realized this morning, after having been sick the last 6 days, my mind in so many different spots, it's been like ridiculous about every topic. Every topic. I'm so excited to share it with you.
You probably have a lot, so it's like feels like so many.
But what I realize is that social media can be this awesome opportunity for me to be a guide. Mm-hmm. And so rather than me trying to be on social media like, look at me, I'm a god, which I feel like is what a lot of people are doing, and it's a real turnoff. Like I don't watch very many people's social media. Even some of my friends, I don't watch them just because it's like, you're not a god. But I feel like I want this light to shine now. I'm a guide. I'm a guide.
That's beautiful.
If you want peace and pleasure and playfulness in your marriage, like what we have, oh, dude, I fucked that up worse than anybody, and now I've got it better than anybody. I'm just here as a guide to share with you and show you what it actually looks like. And if you want to also go up this mountain, I can show you the way, or you can stay down at the bottom and get mad.
Yeah.
And so it shifted the whole motivation for me. I'm sharing shit on my social media today about the most random basic things because I'm going, oh shit, I used to think this way. Now I think this way. I used to eat shit at marriage and I didn't like my life. And now life is fucking fantastic. The whole thing has shifted for me, Jessie.
That's really inspiring to me because I naturally am like a quieter, shyer person. Like I don't post and show and talk into the phone and do that whole thing. But when you say that you want to be a guide, like I come from a place like I want to help people. So that helps people. Then I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck about me anymore. Yes. I have to start doing those things.
Exactly right.
To help.
That's exactly how I feel. It's like,
Yeah.
we're just messengers.
Yeah.
Could care if it could care less. You don't have to listen to anything we say.
No.
But I haven't found any other way to get up to that mountain, top of the mountain. And being at the top of the mountain, I don't see anybody up here. We see people.
There's one like maybe on another mountain over there.
Yeah, but it's because I don't look at any other marriage and go, oh, I wonder how they got it, or I wish I had what they had.
No.
Not one.
No.
Literally doesn't even exist.
Right. Wow.
And I'm watching some of my really close friends get good at game and are climbing up the mountain to places they've never experienced. They're like, holy shit. And when they tell me what their experience is, I'm like, oh, if they only knew what the next. Oh my God. I get so excited for them. This isn't in a demeaning way. This is also like the language is just simply, I know what we've experienced. Holy fuck, I wish you could experience it. And if you did experience it, you would be thinking the same way, talking the same way, living the same way I am. Mm. And you're not. And it's my gift and opportunity to simply be like, oh, here's how to do it. And
let me guide you here.
Let me guide you here. But it puts me more back in that teacher role. If I always known I was a teacher.
You're good at that. Mm-hmm.
I've known almost forever that my job is to teach. Mm-hmm. It just so happens if you look around at the people that have had the most impact on planet Earth, i.e. Jesus, Martha Stewart.
That was so good.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
They were teachers. Mm-hmm. And what they did was they taught people how to think differently so that the reality in which they lived in became different. What a beautiful job we have now. Mm-hmm. And it's not about, look at me. I'm so great.
Look at all I've accumulated.
I look at any. It's just, hey, let me. Rather than you look at me, let me have you look at this thing differently, like yourself, or the way you see marriage, or the way you think marriage is supposed to be set up, or how it should be set up, or what religion taught you what, and what cult taught you what, and whatever taught you. What is your gut telling you? Have you ever wondered, like, who told you that you can't have an amazing marriage? And that you finally said, that's fine, that's okay. Who told you that?
Right.
Who sold you that idea that you never thought you could have what you want? We're living fucking proof that I've fucked it up as bad as you could fuck it up, and then I've picked up the fucking ball, and we together have ran up that mountain farther than anybody we know. And now we get to say, oh, by the way, here's the map. Here's how it works. Mm-hmm. And we'll be your guide.
That's beautiful.
And the reason why I know it's so wonderful and why I feel so fucking passionate about it right now is I went fly fishing with my ex-father-in-law in Montana. I had been fishing in Montana a lot. I had a trout river damn near in my backyard that I taught my sons how to fish in. Mm-hmm. But me and him hired a guide to float us down the Madison, which means I was at the front of the boat, my ex-father-in-law was at the back of the boat, and the guide, Casey, was in the middle. And he would say, throw your thing there. We caught 50 fish that day. We had the best fucking time of our life. Whenever I'd get a fly caught in the tree, he's like, just hand me your rod. He handled everything, unfucked everything, gave it back to me. We climbed into this little fucking teepee during lunch because it was raining, to a meal he prepared for us.
Wow.
We then, when it stopped raining, we jumped back on the river. We caught another fucking, and with flies he hand tied because he knew the river better than anybody. Wow. And his method showed it. And we had I said, I never want to go fishing without a guide ever again.
We haven't. We've had a guide every time. We caught fish.
I have a guide for everything. So when you went fishing, you had a guide, you beat all of us, and you caught seven fish that day. And I caught six because he took you to the best fucking hole, showed you exactly where to go. Having a guide is the smart man's way of living life. Being a guide is such a beautiful fucking profession and thing to be able to get to do. Just be like, let me just guide you to where you want to go. I don't need any credit. Don't give a fuck. We need your credit card at the beginning. Yeah. So that way you can pay, so you can pay attention.
Mm-hmm. And know what it's worth.
Because you know it's so valuable, of course you would pay for it.
Exactly.
You know who pays for a guide? Somebody who understands it's valuable and who values their time and who values their experience. The quality of your fishing experience will be dependent upon the quality of guide. The quality of life that you live will be dependent upon the quality of guide you have guiding you through this life. Plain and fucking simple. That's all it is.
That's amazing. Nailed it.
All right, so there you have it, folks. We're on fire, needless to say, as your guides to the mountain top of pleasure, playfulness, and pussy. No.
Really?
Peace. Peace and pussy. Blessings to you.
Pussy's for everyone.
Pussy for everyone. Hey, the bottom line is that's what men want. We want love and money. And that's what we talk about here a lot on Mirrored Games. So don't be a nerd.
Why would you?
Spread the word.
Just spread it.
So that the word is heard.
The word is the bird. Bird is the word.
Oh, here we go. I love you. Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
This will probably be released the day after Thanksgiving.
There you go.
And for those of you guys listening to this and you're like, dude, I need a guide. I'm a dum-dum for not having a guide. Well, guess what? You're listening to two of the best. Not because we think we're great. We just have gotten great, great fucking results for our lives and 400 plus other people that have worked with us. So that being said, keep crushing it. That shit, it's contagious.
Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues.